It's the most intriguing story in the game of basketball today. LeVar Ball and his three boys who have taken the basketball world by storm. By now you probably already know the story. But who would have guessed it would take the turn that it has over the past few months? First, LeVar pulls LaMelo out of Chino Hills. Then LiAngelo is arrested in China, which causes an international incident, and LeVar Ball decides to pull him out of UCLA. Which brings us to where we are in present day. News has just broke that both LaMelo and LiAngelo both have an offer to play overseas in Lithuania. It's safe to say we've never seen anything like this, especially someone like LaMelo who's 16 years old, immediately going to play overseas instead of even finishing high school and forgoing college altogether. Of course, then you add in LeVar's personality and LiAngelo's national headlines over the past few weeks, and you have a story that nobody can ignore. So my question is, what does going overseas mean for the Ball family, especially LaMelo and LiAngelo? Now, if we're talking pure basketball standpoints, they're both going to have a huge adjustment to playing overseas. European basketball is not like American basketball, and if they think they're going to be able to dribble around and shoot any shot they want, they're sadly mistaken. It's all about ball movement, passing, and especially playing for your team. If they are unable to follow these factors, it's going to be hard for them to even find success at a lower level European league. Now, I'm not saying they're incapable of doing this. Obviously, Jello was starting to get a taste of that at the college level, and LaMelo would soon enough had he decided to continue to UCLA. But since he hasn't, all these factors raise up. It's going to be really interesting to see if they can adjust their games to that professional level already and really take that leap that they're going to have to if they want to be successful. LeVar has said time and time again that the goal is still to make it to the NBA, and that's by far not impossible going the European route. There's been several players who have made it to the NBA following this route coming from America. I think of guys like Brandon Jennings, Terrence Ferguson, and even the Birdman, Chris Anderson, just to name a few. The biggest factor will be how much they're willing to grind, because that direction is by far a grind. You won't have the national spotlight on you. You're going to be playing against seasoned veterans and guys who honestly probably don't like you, especially the Ball family, who's coming from a spotlight in the US that a lot of pro hoopers think they don't deserve. You can guarantee that the veterans overseas are going to be coming for LaMelo and LiAngelo both, trying to prove a point. So the worst thing either one of them can do is come into Europe thinking it's going to be an easy journey. Now, as far as skill sets go, they both possess the number one thing you need to have in the European basketball system: the ability to shoot. LaMelo is one of the best shooters in his class, and LiAngelo was before that. If they can adjust their game to fit a European offense and really focus on the catch and shoot side of basketball, I think they could have a chance to really make an impact even on a professional team. LaMelo specifically has very good handles, and he should be able to handle some type of ball pressure. The question will be if he's strong enough and athletic enough to really hold his own with professional players. Now, LiAngelo, on the other hand, has the strength, but might not necessarily have the skill that he's going to need. Most people that play his position are extremely skilled in Europe and have the ability to really pass and take care of the ball, and we haven't really seen that from LiAngelo yet. Not saying he can't do it, but he's definitely going to have to develop that side of his game if he wants to be successful. Of course, then you have to look on the other side of the ball, because defensively they're both going to have to make strides. European offenses will tear them apart. Coaches overseas are not dumb, and they will be able to find a weak link in the defense if there is one. Don't be surprised if you see several plays a game run specifically towards whoever LaMelo's guarding, which could cause some concerns for how well he'll be able to play at that level. Now, as I say all this, I'm one of the biggest believers in hard work, and if they can put in the work and develop their games to fit these systems, I think they could have a fine career overseas and maybe eventually make their way back over here in an NBA level. But in order to do that, they're going to have to put in the work, and they're going to have to grind, and it's not going to be all glamour the way it's been over here. It's going to be a struggle, and if they're prepared for that, then they'll be just fine. The next biggest aspect you have to look at is the off-the-court part of playing overseas. Obviously a whole nother world over there, and they're going to be a long ways from Chino Hills. These are factors that play into anybody who wants to pursue a career abroad. Not to mention the fact that they're both pretty much already internationally famous. That's going to factor in no matter what part of the world they end up. We've already seen the way foreign fan bases love American players, from guys like Jimmer Fredette to Stephon Marbury, who have both redefined their careers overseas. Stephon Marbury has museums, statues, and even a Broadway performance about his life. You can be sure they're gonna love a larger-than-life personality like LaMelo, and I don't know if he's exactly ready for that kind of attention yet. He's really gonna have to focus on the game of basketball and improve, as I mentioned earlier, so he can't get so wrapped up in the off-the-court stuff that he forgets why he's there in the first place. If he stays focused and doesn't eat up all the attention, I think he'll be just fine. LiAngelo, on the other hand, is a lot more low-key. He doesn't seem like he's so interested in the spotlight as LaMelo is, so I think he'll be okay, and I think he'll be able to progress if he puts his mind to it. The bottom line is a lot of factors are playing into this. Any team that brings them in knows they're bringing in automatic marketing, even from a US perspective, because you can guarantee that people are going to be trying to watch these games and get involved with a team they've probably never heard of just to see the Ball brothers play. I'm hoping for the best. I really want to see them do well just from an entertainment standpoint. How crazy is this? We've got two guys who have been all over the national sports media for the past year, who have now dropped out of high school and dropped out of college, and they're looking to play professional basketball overseas. Not to mention their fact that their brother is already playing for the Lakers and under the national spotlight every time he touches the floor. The Ball family has turned itself into something I don't think LeVar Ball could have ever dreamed of. And I think it's extremely entertaining. I hope it all works out for them. I specifically hope that LaMelo and LiAngelo are able to develop their games, succeed overseas, and hopefully eventually make their way back over here to the United States. This was just a quick video. I got the news today that they were possibly about to sign, so I wanted to talk about it. I want to get your feedback. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you believe that the Ball brothers are going to be able to perform well overseas? How do you think this affects their brand? It's all extremely interesting. I'd love to hear what you think. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your constant support. Stay tuned. We have some big things coming up soon. We currently have an original series in production following the life of a college basketball player, the struggles that come with that, and just simply looking at what it takes to chase your passions. I think anybody can get something out of that. It's going to be extremely enjoyable, and I look forward to how you guys react to that. God is really blessing this channel in amazing ways, and I can only thank you guys for that and your constant support and love. But I don't want to take any more time of your day. Again, thank you for watching. God bless.